Yo, it's Real 92.3, man. Bootleg Kev, DJ Head.
West Coast.
Special guest in the building.
Yes, the legend.
The legend, man.
Yeah.
Beanie Sigel, the Broad Street Bully, is here.
What it do?
Yo, what's good, man?
Everything, man, right now.
First of all, man, I just got to say, like, in the history of hip-hop, I feel like you're one of the most underrated MCs ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, man, you have delivered, you had, like, your discography, bruh.
Yeah.
Was just incredible, impeccable, man.
Yeah.
What he's saying is he's jeopardized his freedom a lot listening to you.
Yeah, I get that a lot, though.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. A lot of, where I go, a lot of people tell me my music, will help them do they bids, cause some of their bids.
Right?
Call some of their bids.
Yeah, man.
100%, man. So what's been going on with Beanie Sigel lately?
Man.
Man, I got a lot on the table right now. Just, what ain't going on? Couple, nice, good ventures, man. Nice, good ventures. I'm, linked up with Armadale Vodka.
Of course.
We pushing the Armadale thing real good.
I'm linked up with Armadale Vodka, too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's lit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Now, you was around when Armadale was like the Roc-A-Fella juice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back in the day.
Yeah, it's ill, too, because, we got the same good friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and it's ill, the story real crazy how, things roll back into fruition. Good brother, he reached out to me and he gave me a platform to be able to, regain or recapture or get what, he feel as though and many feel as though I feel as though that was rightfully mine,
Right.
With a lot of things that was going on in the Roc-A-Fella days that I didn't really capitalize off of.
True.
Like
but you did
supposed
capitalize. You had a clothing line, you know what I mean?
I mean, from the outside looking in, it was great.
It looked good from outside.
It looked good.
Right.
The money was good too. But,
You feel like maybe back then your mentality wasn't in a place where you could fully capitalize off the position you might have been in?
Yeah, I was still seesawing, man. I was coming.
You was in and out.
Yeah, I don't even want to say in and out. I don't think I never was fully out.
Right.
I mean, didn't have the right people around me. It was something that my whole rap career is ill. If I break it down to it, and you realize, like, I was only Beanie Sigel for 3 years. I did so much in those 3 years.
Facts.
But I was only Beanie Sigel, like, for 3 years. I got signed in 99. I put an album out in 2002.
Truth.
And then I, dropped The Reason and
The Reason
State
was
Property,
great.
the movies. I did
The Becoming
3
was amazing.
movies.
Becoming was my shit.
Yeah,
man.
that was the stint right there. That's where it cut off at.
Yeah,
Like,
yo, that
Becoming came out, I was in
the
jail.
Purple Rain shit. Hey,
Yeah.
you was like, I mean, not to say, because it's crazy, because nowadays,
I feel bad, man. I feel bad.
That's what I was gonna say. Nowadays, sipping lean is kind of
It's sociably
it's
accepted.
sociably accepted, and it's obviously a serious addiction to have. And you
Yeah.
were sipping lean way back then. You were one of the only, and I know I saw interviews with you where you were like, "Yo, I was like really doing it before it was ever really a thing."
Yeah, it was a Philly thing, but it was more like it was a players thing. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it, but that whole concept of the lean, it was different. Like, it was really like the pancakes and syrup. Like, we ain't do it like how everybody else did it.
What's your thoughts right now, like, as far as the drug use with the youth? Like, because I know it's kind of, to me, it's out of hand. And
It's totally out of hand. You got, like,
I feel like
our music
mentorship.
in the era that I come from, it's sad, because when I look at it, that was, you know what I mean? I call a spade a spade, you know what I mean? That was my leisure pleasure.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to see it now is like way beyond a epidemic. It's a pandemic, and it's crazy that the era that I come from, we was the era of the drug dealers.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't deal drugs yourself, that's what you in the street, you emulated that. Like, that was your superheroes, you
Right.
know what I mean, to the ones that was in the mud, who couldn't get a 9 to 5, who couldn't escape, or, your situation. So, you know, big city, you either slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I
And
mean?
now
And
everybody's glorifying the usage.
So good segue into what I was going to say. I was the era of the drug dealer, and it's sad because we living in the era of the drug users.
Right.
Some I asked my OG. I feel like you be you know. I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
You come from the era, because my OG come from the era too. They was selling it, right? And so all the kids now coming up addicted to it or are using it. But it was like, who do you think you was selling it to back then? You get what I'm saying? As far as like, if you selling it one generation, the next generation will obviously be the generation to like pick up on it and be the ones consuming it.
Not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta look at it like this. Like I said, we came from the era of the drug dealers. This is the era of the drug users. So if you selling it and you know, whatever you was doing, like the next generation, if you had success in that, they're not gonna indulge into using. They're gonna try to sell it and be as successful as you. So we gotta understand where did it come from to be cool? It's like it's bigger than just the surface of it's cool now to do everything, man.
Yo, that's true, man.
I believe, like, you know, once they got glorified, like one thing got glorified, like with the E-pill and
Yeah.
you know
It really started with ecstasy.
Yeah, that's why I said the E-pill.
Yeah, that's
like,
really where it started.
Like once the E-pill was socially accepted, all designer drugs were socially accepted.
True. As soon as that shit started popping,
all designer drugs to drugs, period. Like,
yeah, the Molly craze really kicked all the pill shit off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, take us back, man. You know, The Truth is one of my favorite albums of all time, and obviously, on that album, your first single ever was produced by Kanye.
Yeah.
Which was really his first real look. You know, he ghost produced some stuff for like Harlem World and that shit back like for D-Dot, but like that was like his first real look. You know what I'm saying? How did that record come to be? Like, was that a situation where you were in the studio with Kanye back then?
Nah, Kanye was he was shopping his music around. He was, you know, looking for placements and stuff. He came to Roc-A-Fella, and he just had a unique sound that was different. So when it came out, thanks to hip hop, you know what I mean? It was A&R, you know, mostly J albums, my album. And I was like, yo, I just want another sound. Like, I want something different. I didn't care about the name. You know, everybody chased the
especially
big
back then, you chased the Timberlands and the Dre's and the.
Like, to me, it did. Like, I guess because I didn't seek to be, you know, a rapper, so it didn't matter. Like, I don't care where the beat came from, long as it was hot. And Kanye played a couple. I'm like, yo, this guy right here is crazy. And the truth, it stuck out because it was that at that time it wasn't a sound like that.
It was so grimy.
Hip-hop, it was so grimy and like.
It was even like not like a typical Kanye beat.
It wasn't
either.
even a typical, you know. It was just hard. It was like, gosh, what is that?
Yo,
it's weird because I'm like, yo, that boy right there, the truth.
That's crazy.
And it went from that to
doing the record.
The record was the truth, and then after the album was done, I didn't even name the album.
It just like, kind of happened.
It just happened like that because the single was the truth, which, you know what I mean, they picked that to be the single.
Yo, that's
like
crazy.
The album, the truth.
It's crazy because like some of your most memorable moments, like obviously the Can't Be Life verse was so crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Happened like over Kanye beats. Like, when's the last time you had any contact with Ye? I mean, he's kind of like obviously on a planet right now.
Come back home,
Yeah, he got to come back.
Me a favor too, man. I think I need the quote unquote cash in my Trump card with Ye.
Right?
Didn't you mention that before? I heard you talk about that before, briefly, very briefly.
Yeah, it's all cool. It's all good though. It wasn't about nothing. It wasn't nothing spectacular. Like you don't reward a fish for swimming.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't even gotta get into the details on that situation. But you know, if I could talk to Kanye, yeah, holla at your boy. I mean,
hey, I always thought that you and Scarface would you guys always had great chemistry together.
Yeah, man, that's the big bro right there.
Yeah, man, I always thought it'd be dope. Like, was there ever any conversations about you guys doing a joint project together back then?
Yeah, we've been tossing that around for years. We supposed to been doing Mac and Brad.
That'd be crazy.
Then, you know,
are there any songs that you guys recorded that haven't been released?
Yeah, I recorded like 5 joints. I sent them a couple, and I was just waiting for them to come back. And I guess the timing was different. You know, Face is like Scarface.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? I went to do a record with Face and think I'm gonna be out there for like a day or two, and wind up out there for like 2 weeks.
What year was this?
And we never got in the studio until the last 2 days to do.
It was in Texas?
To do a record, yeah. We did everything, man. Face had me.
He had you at the strip club?
Yeah, we was regular with it. Yeah. Strip club, man. We was in a poker house in the woods.
Wow.
With a Chinese store inside of it.
Wow.
What? Like, what? Yeah, it was
a poker
crazy.
house in the woods?
We was in like a shack. Like, I'm like, yo, Phil, where we at, Mom? We in the woods, like, we in Texas, like, no lights. It's like the woods. And you pull up to this little house, like a rancher, and you go in there, it's like a poker house.
Wow.
Yeah, and the little lady came out in the back. It was place your order.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we playing poker, eating
in the middle of nowhere.
Fried rice and lo mein.
That's crazy.
In the middle of nowhere.
That's crazy.
Then went golfing.
That's crazy. What's your one of my favorite songs as a kid was "Who the Fuck Want What" with you and Meek, man. I just thought that song was like
Bleek. With Bleek.
Or with Bleek. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's Just Blaze too. That was his first place.
That song was just fucking energy, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy because that record, I went in the trash can and got that. That's like literally.
The beat?
Yeah.
Like how explain what that means.
What do you
if my memory serves me correctly, in the beginning, Just came in. It was a lot of producers coming through Roc-A-Fella, A&Rs, and they'd go through, the chain of command before it get to the big office, and it was like, yo, I think this guy got some heat right here, and it was played, and it was like, nah,
and he was like, nah,
tossed in the garbage.
Oh, so wow!
I looked at the trash can for like 20 minutes because I heard something. I went in there and got that thing.
It was Just Blaze beat tape?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See there, and I was like, yo, Hop, I need this right here.
Who?
Because the beat is different. Like the average rapper wouldn't even know how to attack it.
Different beat for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a 6-bar loop and ain't the typical. It was crazy.
Oh man.
I said I need that.
Yeah, that shit was hard, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, you and Meek, like, I keep saying Meek. I obviously got to ask you about Meek later, but you and Bleek, like, it was crazy. Like it was like the triangle offense. It was you, Bleek, and Hove.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of great music out of it, man. What's your relationship like with Bleek now? Because I feel like you guys always had such a, you guys were kind of like Hove's, generals. You know what I'm saying? Back then, and you guys always had great chemistry on records.
No, Bleek, that's my brother. That's my brother. Like, love Bleek. We talked. Bleek just was in Philly a couple months ago. We kicked it, chill. It's funny because when we got together, it was like that competition because I was the cat from Philly. Bleek always was Jade, man. Like they lived in the same project, same build. So in the beginning, it wasn't real friendly.
You were like the outsider who was like there,
yeah, Bleek. I used to get the looks like I
don't know about this guy.
Man. You're not even from here.
No, I ain't know. It wasn't no fact that about you ain't know because I came through bodying everything.
Facts.
Bodying things. So it was like,
yo,
like I was coming for a spot, but I really wasn't coming for a spot.
Yeah, it was a team thing, right?
I was just doing me. And then after a while, it was like, we just like got super tight. Like,
yo, speaking of
Hard Knock Life Tour did that for us.
Yo, I remember going to that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was honestly, I left in the middle of Jay-Z's performance because at the time I was such a big DMX fan and I was like 11 or 12 years old. So like I had to go home.
Wow.
I left in the middle of Hope's performance, but
Yeah, you missed something great.
yeah, no, I saw a lot of it, but it's just crazy.
You ain't
to think.
see me though. If you if you left in the middle of Hope, you ain't see me.
I got the DVD though. I got the movie.
Yeah.
Yo, you mentioned coming for people's spots, and like my favorite, I think lyrically, one of my favorite beefs ever was you and Jada. I felt like that was such a close, like, it was so close. Like, I don't think anybody was a clear winner in that beef. Like, there's some people who say Kiss, there's some people who say you. I thought it was so good for hip hop at the time. I know it was really, really close to getting ugly.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
How close, like, take us through that time. Because I remember that there was a time where we had Kiss up here.
Yeah.
And Kiss was talking about how he was doing a show in Philly.
Yeah.
And he performed the shit on stage.
Yeah, it got a little
And
crazy.
he was like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. He's like, I don't know how I made it out of there.
They was throwing.
Yeah, he was like, they was throwing shit at. Yeah, that was
Yeah. That Philly like that. You know what I mean? When you the people's champ in Philly, they gonna stand behind you real deep. But I think, like, to me, like, that situation, I'm glad it didn't get ugly, because it was like, that's when it was real.
Yeah, that was when the rap beef was, especially between you two. I mean, those two specific, you and him.
That was real. Like, people was calling up the stations. Is like, I had state property with me, but I'm like 10 years older than them guys.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean, 8 something. So they was like young. You gotta think, Chris, he was like 16, 17 years old. So it was like, I'm like, listen, like, you got to be on your, like, they wasn't playing.
How close? Like, was there ever a situation where you guys almost ran into each other? Or how close was it?
No, we did.
What happened?
We did. It was a conversation, and it got.
That's where it got squashed?
Yeah, it got resolved before it got real ugly. It got resolved. Yeah, we ran into, I think we was in Harlem, and we was on the same event. And
shout out to that promoter. That probably wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, that was
always at the show.
Yeah, it was at the same, and it was an outside event, and it was, and thank God for the kids. It was like, we can't do this right now, and then it was like, yo, do we really want to do this as music?
Do you remember what was the initial problem, like, that caused the shit? You know what I mean?
To be honest,
yeah,
me.
It was you?
Wow.
Yeah, it was me.
And what how would you defend yourself back then? Like, what was the issue you had?
At that particular time in the music game, I don't think nobody in their right mind would have ever, I don't think nobody in their right mind now, like, literally in their right mind, would even want that beef.
Right.
Lyrically, like, not the physically, but you talking about Jadakiss and Styles, two of the
greatest ever
in the game. Like,
of
nobody
course.
in their same mind would, like, take that on.
Especially back then, man.
In my mind, how I thought, and it was a little friction, what people don't know. Where it was a couple records that Jada was on that I think. Hope I'm correct on that. That Jay kind of took them off of and did, and it was a lot of things like.
It's like a little bit of things building up.
Yeah, like, I mean, after the party, after the show is the after party.
Yeah,
you listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
And after the original, it's probably
probably
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, the original was with them.
Ah.
And then it was the Maya record, and then it was just little shots being thrown back and forth. And I'm like, yo, you ain't gonna say nothing?
I'm gonna jump in on this.
Like, you ain't, no, I was advised not to.
Oh.
But my logic and thinking is like, if you got the bully on the block.
What's the point of having me?
No, not me.
Yeah.
Per se. I'm saying, you got the bully on the block. He's beating everybody up. And then you got the little guy who fights the bully. And he get a bully a black eye. Might not even give him a black eye. He might bust his lip, anything. But the bully still stomp him out, whip him out. Who won?
The kid.
The little guy going to get praised,
Hell
not
yeah,
the bully.
not the bully.
True.
No.
So my thinking was like, yo.
You don't reward a fish for swimming.
You don't reward a fish for swimming, can it? Not at all. So I looked at it, win, lose, or draw.
It's a win.
We go at these dudes and, like, go hard. Like, I knew how
Like you knew you were capable of.
Yeah, I was capable of. Like it was still a win for me being new in my career. Like nobody would do that. So I was like that. Like that beef, like really like solidified me as an
MC.
Yeah, like a layer. Like yo, boy, ain't to be played. And then it was like, yeah.
I mean, yeah. From that perspective, you won the beef because I think record for record, it was to me as a fan, it was like a tie.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, coming from your position at the time.
Yeah, my position at the time, new in the game. Like,
yeah, then it's a win for you.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it.
Yeah, facts.
So I took it upon myself.
So, same thing.
Because I was fans of
What's the same thing we said about the MGK thing? Like with Eminem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what? Like Eminem's diss record was dope. Like it lyrically, technically was better than MGK's, but the fact that it was even a discussion means MGK won.
It means MGK won.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have even won. He shouldn't even have been in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
That Rap Devil shit is hard. I don't care what nobody say. But I do want to give you props though for admitting that. You know, that being at that point where you could say that. Because I remember at one time Beans wouldn't have. You know, I don't feel like you would have said that back then. Like I feel like you would have said that publicly.
No, I always said that. Because you gotta look, I was fans. Like I was a super before I was rapping.
Plus D Block in Philly
I knew the Locks when they was the Warlocks.
And Philly's like their biggest, one of their biggest markets.
Yeah, like
to this day.
These is the guys. Like I said it in one of the songs, Reservoir Dog, the first song I was on.
Oh man, Reservoir Dogs. Woo.
Yeah, I listened to the Locks and I listened and watched on the 456, one of my first features on the Foxy joint I wrote. Like that's what I used to listen to. Like when I came in the rap game, I ain't want to do no music like except with like if I had the choice and they asked me like, yo, on my album, like the truth, they like who you want to work with. I want to do a record with the Locks and Scarface.
The motherfuckers you went at.
Nah, he didn't go at Scarface.
Right? Ironically.
Nah, I couldn't have never did that.
Come on. Yo, that's crazy, man. Yo, it's crazy like just the lineage that came from that era of hip hop. Like, what's your current relationship with Hov? Because I feel like he's come full circle with a lot of those artists. Like, you know, Freeway's on Roc Nation now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's your current? I know you guys had a little rough patch, but like, what's your current relationship with Hov? Have you? Is there one at all?
I mean, yeah. Me and Hov, we all right. I don't got no issues with Jay. I don't got no issues. I did, but I don't. I'm over that.
What about Dame?
I don't got no issues with Dame.
At that time when they did the split up, did you pick Dame's side? Is that
nah?
You was riding with Hov.
Nah, I at that time when the breakup, I was in jail.
Right, you were locked up.
If you follow it, Dame used to come visit me a lot.
Mm.
So my thought process at that time was like, man, like, if you got Roc-A-Fella in the hole, you got Jay-Z, Beanie Sigel, Memphis Bleek, you got, you know, state property, and if you take Jay out of the equation, who you gonna ride with?
Mm.
True.
So I didn't want to choose between at the time my brothers.
Right.
So I wish I could have been there to like mend it.
If you would have been out, it might have been different.
Nah, because
like as far as like you feel like maybe you could have mended that situation possibly or no? That wasn't gonna happen.
That wasn't gonna happen. That was inevitable. That was already a playing process before the world even knew. I knew it was coming. It just was like the way it was done. I think it could have been a little more tasteful.
Do you think that if you had been around, it wouldn't have been as crazy?
I mean, I would like to think that I could have did that because I really think at the end of the day, you know, people grow and people go their separate ways, but the way that went, if ain't nobody. If nobody slept with nobody's wife or disrespected nobody,
moms,
children, or their mothers or something like that, I don't think, you know, Roc-A-Fella to me was I believed in that. I believed in the La Familia. I believed we was family. I believed that wholeheartedly. And at that time, like for Roc-A-Fella, I was going to do 20, 30, 40 years. Like,
damn,
that's
with
crazy.
I believed that. Like I didn't, it was beyond business with me. Like this is people that
like the Roc-A-Fella shit you took
La
literally.
Familia, I took that literally. Like when you heard that and it was drilled and coming from where I came from I ain't had to sell crack no more. I ain't on the block and like, yo, you got me. This my man and he feeding me. You know what I mean? And I'm at that time, it's all good and I'm not I was gonna do I would do every day.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Every day, take care of my peeps. I'm gonna do every day. So to me, I was a part of something that was bigger than one individual. That's how I looked at Roc-A-Fella.
True.
That's how I put my life on like situations like you said, like with Kanye. Like that wasn't no publicity stunt. Like I said, you don't reward a fish for swimming, but that's how I'm coming. He got that stamp on him. He wearing that Roc-A-Fella chain. You ain't gonna do nothing to him.
He represent
what
what
I'm
I represent.
around.
Yeah.
I don't know how everybody else rolled with it, but
yeah,
that's
that whole
how I was
era,
rocking.
man, where it started to get weird. I felt like, when Cam came into the picture, I think that's. I mean, obviously, from a fan's perspective, I felt like that's where it started to get kind of weird.
Nah, man, you can't blame that on Cam.
No, I'm not blaming it on Cam, but I just felt like
but you got some people that say that, like, I mean, it was friction, but to me, I think that's just was excuse.
True. I think
that was excuse. That was like excuse,
like the plan was already gonna happen no matter what. And it was
mean, you gotta look at it, man. It's strength in numbers.
Facts.
And Dipset was
moving.
Dipset. They was moving. Like, come on, man. What bigger dynasty? Like, if you take all the bull crap away, you got Jay,
Kanye,
Ye, Dipset,
State
Property.
Come on,
man. That's supposed to been a.
Those are the two dynasties I wish would have lasted another 5 years. Was the Roc-A-Fella dynasty and the G Unit?
Yeah,
for sure.
That G Unit run should have lasted a lot longer, man.
Yeah, but who could have stopped that?
True.
It was no crew. It was nobody out there that could have stopped.
No, 100%. The Dynasty album, Hov's album, was originally supposed to be a Roc-A-Fella compilation.
Yeah.
Was there any songs like anything that not make that project that we never got to hear? Because I felt like there's a lot of Hov Beanie records that we haven't heard.
Yeah.
How many records you think that we haven't heard as fans that between you? Because I feel like I
don't even know.
I would have loved to have seen
who got the records.
Is it Guru?
Yeah,
who got
the records? Bro?
Yeah, he could probably pull some joints up.
I heard Just Blaze got some shit.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I got a couple hard drives up there. I got probably a couple albums up there worth of music because I was the type, and Guru will tell you, like, I slept in the studio. I'm in there 3-4 days straight. Like, they get mad at me when I come in the studio.
Wow.
Nobody else could use them.
Yeah, I'm in there, but I'm working.
Yeah.
And I'm working, so I'm sleeping in that joint. I got a couple pair of ball shorts, some sweats. You know what I mean? You go down the street and buy a white tee. Back then we was in a white tee era.
Of course.
So, the wife beater was my wash rag. You know what I mean? My white tee was my towel. Fresh pack of drawers. I'm right back at it again. I call Guru 3 o'clock in the morning. You up?
I'm pulling up.
I'm coming to New York, and I'm on the highway. Boom, I'm coming to New York, and we in there.
That's crazy, man.
Nobody in the studio. 5 in the morning. Guru sleep. I just know to bring like a quarter pound of weed. As long as Guru smoking,
he good.
You got Guru for a good 48 hours.
Bring a nice QP.
Yeah, nice QP. Guru can go 48 hours straight.
That's crazy.
And you can give him like I let Guru chill for about 4 hours or something, listen to some drink, because I was on a 72-hour schedule. I'm good.
Yo, any chance we get another State Property album?
Yeah, we working on one right now. We about to go on a tour right now, Lil Run.
I know you guys have done that before, right? There was
it never been official. They did a State P in I think a Roc-A-Fella reunion when I was in jail.
Yep.
I was locked up, so it never been official, you know, state people. I don't even like to say reunion because that sounds so old. And reunion means, you know, people getting together that haven't seen each other. Like with state property, what a lot of people don't know, we it's beyond music with us.
Right.
Like it's a brotherhood. Like we and like I talked to Chris and Neef and Petey and Free. We
Shout out
talked
to Petey
each other
Crack, man.
on that. Yeah, man. Most talented dude.
Petey Crack, so ill. Yo, it's just dope, man. Philly, man.
He got a vault too.
Philly
I don't
as
know
a
what's
city,
up with Petey.
just-
Like, he got a vault
Yeah,
full
man.
of me. Like he just
100%, man.
State P thing. I did see something. I don't know if it was a rumor or not. I mean, I did see something where it was basically going around this, and you were done making music.
Yeah.
Like, was that something that's been a thought of yours for the longest, or like?
Yeah, it's been a thought for a long time with the music.
It seemed like
with
it.
the space with that music is in now and the music that I make. At one point I was like, why waste my time? Why talk to a deaf
Ear.
ear? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then you had the Kendrick Lamar's come out and it's like, oh, okay.
There's still a market for some real rap
And then
shit.
you know, then you know, because it's like, okay, you got the J. Cole's, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And even on like the street side of shit, you got guys like Kevin Gates.
you got
and-
Gates,
you know.
and then like that started coming, but it was like few, like in between, like
Mhm.
they the, you know,
Give you
and
some
then,
hope.
And then when I see when what really made me like, you know what, and is the first person I did a record with and really like put it was Dave East.
Wow.
Oh,
When
Dave
I
East
seen,
incredible.
like that,
That's dope.
like when I heard East, and I seen, you know, the reception that the people gave East, I'm like, okay, they really want to hear, you know, because everybody always say, yo, you could bring the game back. You got to bring the game back. And then you got people drop the albums and stuff, and it's like I thought it was going to come back when you know, when Kiss and Fab was doing the Friday
Oh,
night
that shit was
freestyles
hard.
and all that.
That Freddie
And then
vs.
it was
Jason
like-
album was hard too.
Yeah, it was hard, but it's like you wanted that.
Well,
You wanna
there's
get
a
the
space
hold
for it
on.
because you still got old motherfuckers like me who really want that
Yeah,
shit.
it's definitely a space for it.
This is what I want. I mean,
But
go ahead,
to
go ahead.
me, when I look at it, it's like they never stopped.
True. They never stopped. You're right.
So I got accepted. For me, like going in and out of jail and being off the scene, is like, all right, I had dead spots in my career. They never
True. Where you
stopped.
just kind of like fell off the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yo-
don't you think that, I mean, still the elites are still the ones that's dominating as far as real success? Kendrick, Cole, you know, Drake. Like I'm saying, like the elites are still the ones that's carrying, you know, as far as mainstream.
Like if you look at the
Yeah.
biggest rappers in the game, they all are lyrical.
they all are,
You know,
respectable. And
Kendrick,
you just
Cole,
named three of them,
Drake.
right?
Yeah.
All these people are very capable rappers.
So
And
why do you feel like it wouldn't be received well from?
Because I never was in that space
Got you.
that they was in.
That makes sense.
I wasn't in that space.
Right.
Like, they dominating, but they reached that threshold where
You never got
know,
to that
they
point.
say they crossed over.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But without crossing over, I never was in that space. So for me being really my market like was the gutter.
for sure.
Like if you name like I said, the Dres, the Kendricks, just look at the demographic of the people that's at their concerts.
True. No, Beanie Sigel. I
that.
mean, listen.
That wasn't
you're-
I bring out the people that sit in the crib and don't come outside.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That was my squad.
Facts.
Like it's like extra security, extra police outside.
True.
Because those people coming out that don't come out, but they gonna come out for me because they relate.
Real quick, because we got to wrap up.
Yeah.
Two things. I know you got new music coming.
Yeah, new music.
You got a new
clothing
record with
line.
French on the way, right?
Yeah.
And then you got State Property Clothing coming back, right?
State Property Clothing definitely coming back full flag. We doing a little collab right now with a clothing line called Ethic. Couple pieces that we gonna do with them.
Ease it back into the marketplace.
You know, and then we got State Property, the clothing line that me and our mutual friend doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? He real low key. He try to be humble, but that's the big guy right there. we coming back full force with everything that we doing. I'm appreciative that he reached out and gave me that look like, yo, let's go. Like,
Boom.
Yeah, he gave me that drive. So definitely look out for the Armadale vodka. We definitely coming back with that. That's coming strong. You know, Hip Hop Weekly, another magazine that we about to put together for the prison system. You know, I always was looked at as the voice of the voiceless. You know what I mean? The clothing line, clothes we doing, and a couple other ventures that we can't talk about.
On the way.
I'm not privileged to talk about yet.
Well, Beanie, we appreciate your time, bro.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for coming through, bro.
Yeah.
For real
No
shit.
doubt.
Legend for real.
Yeah.
It's real 92.3.
Yeah.